Hi guys, I'm Anissa. I'm back with another video. It's going to be a quick one today, hopefully, if I can stop talking, because I am busy. I just had a shower, as you can see, but I have to go to a wedding today, and I sort of have to leave in about 2.5 hours. So I have to get ready. I have to go to the downtown to get some things that I have to wear because I don't have any pantyhose. I don't have any. I'm a little unsure what shirt I'm gonna wear. It's not like a super fancy wedding like the usual ones because it's pretty low key this time. So the clothes that I'll wear is going to be representing that, I think, but still being nice and stuff. But let's get into the books that I've been reading over the week and my finishes over the week. First up, let's start with the finishes. I finished reading All Systems Red by Martha Wells, the first book in the Murderbot trilogy. This is a short novella that is one of the nominees from the Booktubesff short works categories, and I really enjoyed this one. This is a story about a murder bot. She's not a very good murder bot because she hasn't killed anyone in, I don't know how long she said exactly, but it was a really long time. But she's sort of been reprogrammed, I guess, to be sort of a security thing. So she always has her eyes and ears, or whatever you want to call it, everywhere. And when things that, I don't know how to explain it, but when there's something happening in a camp pretty close to them where a lot of people suddenly die, she is going to inspect that and figure out what that is about. And I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't want to say more because it's really short, so I don't think you need to know more going into it. Actually, I read it only knowing it was about murder bots, and that's all I knew, and I was really interested already. I have come to understand that I really enjoy AI stories, so I need to figure out where to start with those. I'd like to read some more, also in the regular novel sized books, because I've currently only read this one short story, and I've read the Descender graphic novels, the first 2 of those, and not a whole lot of others. I read Illuminae, which has Aiden, who's an AI, but still I haven't read a whole lot, and I would like to read more of that. So if you have some recommendations in that area, I'd really like to know in the comments below. Another finish this week, I finished Strange the Dreamer by Lenny Taylor, also a Booktubesff shortlisted book in the YA category, and it's really a very popular book, but I just had the hardest time actually connecting to the story. The narration turned out better and better as the book went on, I think. I got more used to his narration style, and I really liked, I liked the accent, I liked his way of talking. There was just those few moments where he was shouting unnecessarily, in my opinion, in the narration, but that was a small thing, and overall it was okay. But I had a hard time connecting with the characters. It did change a little bit towards, I think, after 2/3 or something of the book for me. And then it turned into a love story, like immediately between the two, and that also just felt a little off to me. And she spent, I don't know how long, because obviously I listened to this in audio, but it felt like a couple of pages where she was just talking about the first kiss, like in detail about, oh, it'll feel like this, it feels like this, and okay, you kissed, move on please, because I'd like to know what's gonna happen instead. And yeah, I found it a little cringy because you had to see this from both perspectives, not only the one perspective, but we switched perspectives, so we had to see the first kiss again from another perspective. It was just a little too much for me, so yeah, but I ended up giving this 3 out of 5 stars. I had to think this over for quite a bit because I didn't want but you know, just because everyone else loves a book doesn't mean that I should love it as well. And I'm happy that so many people are enjoying it, but I don't know if I'll be continuing with the series in the future. Currently it's a DNF series for me, but maybe I may consider it, I'm not sure. I just think that maybe Lenny Taylor's writing style, her way of storytelling is just not my style. I mean, I can see that her writing is beautiful, but her storytelling doesn't really connect with me. Because I also read the first book in this Dawn of Smoke and Bone series, or whatever it's called, and I also gave that, I think, a 3 stars when I read that back in 2014, I think. So those were the 2 finishes that I did this week. I'm happy that I got 2 books off my Booktubesff TBR this week. And now let's get into the books that I'm currently working on. First up, I made a lot of progress in Night Shift. I am on page 148. I apparently started in on this story without finishing it. I am a little behind compared to what I wanted to read. I wanted to read a story every day, but I didn't really do that. It was a little up and down when I read it, but I have read 6 stories in here so far, and I really like 3 of them. Have been like really scary, creepy, I don't know. But then there's the other 3 were either a 3 stars or lower for me, so yeah, but I still have really enjoyed getting these short stories, and I am going to be trying to finish it after the translate-a-thon, because I'm gonna have to put this down for the translate-a-thon because it's not translated. So yeah, I also did make a little bit of progress in European Autumn this week. I am now on page 209, so I read another 40 pages in this one. Still not a whole lot, but still better than nothing. And I'm just going to be starting in on part 2, which I think is way shorter than the other part. Things have definitely changed now, and I'm very interested in seeing where this is gonna end up. It follows a man called Rudy, who is a cook, and he started out by living in Krakow in Poland, and events takes him to different places in Europe. And this Europe is sort of different than the one we know, because it's divided into a lot more smaller nations than it is already. So yeah, there's been a lot of changes, and it's a lot of in the sort of spy mafia sort of feel. You don't really know what's going on, and you don't know who you're supposed to trust in this, and that's really exciting. I have also been reading in Cities in Flight by James Blish this week. I should have been here this week, but I still have about 30 pages to go. It's not like it's a lot. I'm behind, but I won't have any time to read today, but I will get caught up tomorrow. That's what I want to do. I have not been enjoying this book so much. It's about, I think it's because I don't know. We've been talking a lot about it, and it's not one of those that has been aging very well. It was written back in the 50s, and yeah, I'm just about to start book 3 in this story, and so I don't have a lot left, obviously, before I finish this one. But ultimately, so far, this first story is probably a 2 stars for me. It is a futuristic setting where they're building ice bridges on Jupiter. And that's what I don't understand. What are they going to use the ice bridges for? And we don't know anything about it. We don't get any information about whether we're going to be using, what they're going to be using it for. It's very, very secretive. And people are still just working on building it, and they don't know anything about what the purpose of those bridges are. And also, yeah, just one of the perspectives I really, really don't like following. So I don't know if this is someone we are going to be continuing to follow in the next coming books, but yeah, so far it's not been really good, but I'm gonna give the next book in this omnibus a try for sure, and then see how that goes. Maybe I should read it in bigger chunks, because maybe it's because I only read like 20 pages per day. I can't really get into the story or something, because I'm not sure. we'll have to see how it goes with the next story. This is one of the books that I'll keep reading over the next week because it's a buddy read, and we are going to be discussing the books with every weekend, so I should still keep up with this one over the next week, even though I'm doing the translate-a-thon, which I have a TBR of on my channel, so you can go and check that out. I have also been making a lot of progress in Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend, and I'm loving this book. It is so precious. It's so everything that I wanted in a middle grade book that I didn't know I wanted, actually. It is whimsical, it is weird, quirky, and the humor is great, and you're being swept into this new world, and it's amazing, and I will recommend it to everyone to try and pick this up because I think you'll find out how much fun it is. And yeah, definitely check it out if you can get your hands on the book. It is so good. It is about this girl called Morgan who has sort of always been hated. I don't know, she's not been accepted in the world she's grown up in because she's been accused of everything that goes wrong in the world. She's the culprit of that. She's the reason that things are happening, turning bad for everyone. Even the weather, if it's raining one day, then it's Morgan's fault. And she's cursed to die on her 11th birthday at midnight. And she's always known this. And so what happens is that a couple of days before her birthday, someone shows up and tells her she is going to be part of this whole other world. And on her 11th birthday, she's swept away into another world, through time and all of that, into Nevermore, and she's having to go through some trials to be accepted to become part of actually living in Nevermore and being part of this world for forever. And so yeah, that is the basic premise, and I don't want to say much more about it. I think you should just go into it and just enjoy the ride, because that's what I did. I didn't realize this was a translated work. I'm listening to a Danish translation of this audio and it's amazing. The last and final things I'm also working on is Born by Jeff Vandermeer. I just finished the first part. I don't know how many parts it's divided into, but I think in the ebook that I'm reading it in, it's like 70 pages out of 400 and something. So about 20% I'm into it, I think. And I'm really enjoying this as well. And Born is such an interesting character. This is also a shortlisted book in the adult science fiction category, and it is one of those under the subgenre New Weird, which I've never read anything from before. And it's definitely really strange and weird, and I understand that. But I really enjoy the character of Born. Born is this sort of, it looks like a plant that this girl called Rachel, she takes with her home, and she doesn't know what it is, but she places it, she tries to water it, she doesn't know what to do with it. And suddenly, just as things go along, Born starts to grow, and they form a sort of friendship over time, and that is really interesting to follow. I'm not very far into it, but I'm really enjoying what I've read so far. So even if you're not used to science fiction, I think this would be a really fun book to read. Even though it's a little weird, it's super easy to fall in love with, I think, and I have a really good feeling about this. So those are all of the books that I've been working on over the last week, and this, I don't know, I'm not gonna read anything today. But over the next week, into next weekend, I will be working on my translate-a-thon TBR. I don't know exactly which one I'll start out with, but definitely check out that TBR video, and also go and check out Rhea's announcement videos so you can go and find out more about this readathon in general. It's going to be starting tomorrow, and it's going to be running until Sunday next week. So it's a 8 days long readathon, and I can't wait to get started. I have to get going because I am busy, and yeah. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what plans you have for the weekend, and if you have any exciting reading that you're doing right now that you think I should know about, that you think I'd like. Are there any of these books that you're going to be picking up after what I've been talking about them? And also, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye!